We say hello to college football fans from across the country, here from High Point Solutions Stadium in Piscataway. I'm Xavier for the Daily Targum, and tonight, #1 Ohio State travels to Rutgers to take on the Scarlet Knights. I welcome in Garrett Stepien, our sports editor, and Garrett, Chris Laviano is going to be a key player to watch tonight, the quarterback for Rutgers. He's grown up very fast in this offense. What do you expect from Laviano tonight?
Well, if it's anything, it's just establishing that consistency that we've seen the past 2 weeks. Going back to Michigan State, 3 touchdowns to Leonte Carroo, another 3 to Carroo again last week at Indiana, mounting that comeback. It's been simple for Laviano this year. You know, he's in Ben McDaniel's offense. As long as he's been able to remain consistent and not turn the ball over, good things have happened. That's what's been the past 2 weeks. And if Rutgers have any shot tonight, you know, they're going to need Laviano to remain that way.
Definitely, and he's stepped up in the last couple of games specifically. 6 touchdowns to 1 interception, 12 touchdowns on the year to just 6 intercepts after having 5 in the first 4 games. That brings us to the other side of the ball, and you also have J.T. Barrett, who got the nod from Urban Meyer earlier this week. He will start tonight for Ohio State. What problems does he pose for the Rutgers defense?
The Rutgers defense doesn't have to look any further than last year's performance when Barrett got the start, was a starter throughout the course of last year, over 300-plus yards through the air, 100 or so on the ground. And, you know, you couple that with Ezekiel Elliott on the ground, another factor to that offense, and the weapons that Ohio State has. And, you know, Rutgers defense, they're going to have a lot of problems across the board, but that starts with Barrett because of what he's able to do with his arm and with his legs in that offense.
And Laviano's obviously found Leonte Carroo a few times this season. 9 touchdowns for Carroo, leading the Big Ten. But tonight, his playing status is kind of in question. Went down with an injury after making his 3rd touchdown catch against Indiana. But you spoke to him after the game, and he told you he was going to be good to go?
He said, quote-unquote, definitely. Yeah, Carroo was shown after the game. He was sporting a boot on his right foot. Did remain in question throughout the week. Still in question today. It looks like it's going to be a game-time decision. But the way that I look at it, I think that he'll be available. I think he'll dress. But to the magnitude, how available will he be tonight, and you know, what role will he be able to play in this offense? Because obviously, like we mentioned, 9 touchdowns on the year in just 14 quarters of football. His role to this offense is, you know, can't be stated enough.
We know who won't be available this evening. Strong safety Davon Jacobs is listed as out on the injury report, which, Garrett, that probably means Kai Hester gets another start at strong safety.
Yeah, and redshirt freshman athleticism, brings a lot to the table, a lot of young energy. But with the Rutgers secondary right now, you know, that's not something you want to have as much depth as possible at a unit that has been thinning since before the season even started. But kind of to this point in the season, Blesson Austin's also in question with an upper body injury. His status is uncertain. That could bring true freshman Jarius Adams into the mix. And, you know, at a unit where you need as much depth as possible, especially when you're going up against this team coming in tonight, the #1 team in the country in that offense, you know, that's not a good sign. But yeah, Kai Hester has been thrown into that role this year, and he's grown with it so far.
Well, it should be an exciting game at the very least. An expected crowd of 53,000 plus on hand, a sellout crowd here at High Point Solutions Stadium, and it'll get underway at 8 p.m. tonight. But Kyle Flood says there's a little surprise for fans, and to get them in their seats early, around 7:30, we're expecting a special guest to speak on the field.